Us here on Fox 10 with an update on the tropics. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith. This is always an important thing to do, is to check in with us here on Fox 10, whether you're watching us on our Fox 10 weather app or on our Gulf Stream or on Fox 10 News at least once a day as we're getting into the tropical season, so you get an idea of what's going on, if anything might be a threat. And right now we're not seeing any major problems, but we do have an area of low pressure over the Florida Peninsula, which is producing issues for South Florida. That's not going to threaten us, though. That low pressure area will scoot out into the Atlantic. Odds of development only 20% in the next 7 days. This is a new feature we're watching. It's in the Bay of Campeche, and it's not very well organized. Nothing's going to happen in the short term, but over the next 7 days it may get some organization, and we think it'll generally drift west or west-northwestward, a little closer to Mexico. Long range projections just way too far out to get dialed in on that one there, but certainly we'll be watching the tropics closely all hurricane season long, all tropical season long. And looking at what's going on out there, you can see not a lot of convection around that system in the Bay of Campeche, but something to watch. And then just a huge blow up of thunderstorms kind of south of that elongated low pressure area, and tons of tropical rains happening in South Florida. So why are we starting to see some tropical activity? Well, water temperatures in the Gulf of Mexico are in the middle 80s already, and they're just going to get hotter. And if you've been following the predictions for the season, a lot of the folks saying we're going to have an above average season at Colorado State and from NOAA. And here's the deal. Our water temperatures are hotter than they've ever been. They are at record levels, at least in recorded history, right? And so we've got really hot water, and that's the fuel for these storms. But last year we had hot water too. We just didn't have the upper level environment to support the storm. So we had kind of a mundane tropical season in the Gulf of Mexico. But this year, we've got more favorable upper level winds, so we could see some tropical activity this year. In fact, we're expecting an above average season because of those factors. Now, looking at temperatures tomorrow morning, turning the page and getting away from the tropical gloom and doom, here's what we're seeing: mid 60s as we look at Chatham, Grove Hill, and Evergreen, low 70s in Pensacola and Navarre. And as we go through the next several days, our temperatures will be in the low 90s with winds that'll be out of the southeast. We've got 93 degrees tomorrow, heat index about 98 tomorrow, and it goes up from there. So we look at our heat index values over the next several days. Thursday at 98, 102 Friday, heat index of 100 Saturday. So we're having to start to think about remembering to stay hydrated, that kind of thing, with the heat building in. And looking at our rain chances, really not seeing much through the first part of the Father's Day weekend, but on Sunday, on Father's Day, we do have a 50% chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms. So things will begin to potentially turn wetter as we head into early next week. Thanks for joining us here on Fox 10.